Doctor Who, Story by Story. The Masque of Mandragora Review. The Masque of Mandragora is the name of a four-part Doctor Who story that was broadcast first in the 14th season of Doctor Who, aired on BBC One from the 4th to the 25th of September 1976. It starred Tom Baker in his third season as the Fourth Doctor, accompanied by his companion Sarah Jane Smith, played by Elizabeth Sladen at the start of her fourth season in the role. The serial was written by Louis Marks, who had previously written the William Hartnell story Planet of Giants and the Jon Pertwee story Day of the Daleks, and directed by Rodney Bennett. The Masque of Mandragora was produced by Philip Hinchcliffe in his third and final season in that capacity, and script edited by the legendary Robert Holmes. Incidental music was performed by the series' regular composer, Dudley Simpson. Plot. The Doctor and Sarah arrive in Renaissance Italy, unaware that a strange alien entity known as the Mandragora Helix has hitched a ride on the TARDIS, and soon begins to wreak an unearthly influence in the local province. Guest cast. The guest cast for this story includes John Lorimer as Count Federico, who had previously appeared in series such as The Avengers, The Prisoner, Z-Cars, Dixon of Dock Green, and The Oneida Line, Gareth Armstrong as Giuliani, and Tim Pigott-Smith. Smith was an English film and television actor and author who was best known for his performance as Ronald Merrick in the television drama series The Jewel in the Crown, and who also appeared in series including The Chief, Midsummer Murders, The Vice, and appeared in another Doctor Who story, The Claws of Axos with Jon Pertwee. Also appearing in The Masque of Mandragora as the evil Hieronymus was Norman Jones, who had previously appeared in the Jon Pertwee story Doctor Who and the Silurians. Trivia. The Masque of Mandragora was the first pseudo-historical Doctor Who story to not be set in Great Britain since the William Hartnell story The Gunfighters. The story sees the introduction of the different Gothic Victorian version of the TARDIS console room, and also features the first pseudo-explanation as to why the Doctor's companions can understand other languages. The story was novelised by producer Philip Hinchcliffe in 1987, with an audiobook version released in 2009, read by Tim Pigott-Smith. The story was released on video in 1991 and on DVD in 2010, as well as being part of the Doctor Who DVD files collection in 2011. It was released in 2020 on Blu-ray along with the rest of Season 14. Reaction. The story was a big hit on television, scoring between 8.3 and 10.6 million viewers across the course of its 4 episodes. The serial has a mixed reaction from Doctor Who fans, being generally seen as a solid enough story, though often wildly overshadowed by many of the surrounding stories, including the likes of Season 13's The Seeds of Doom and Season 14 stories The Deadly Assassin, The Robots of Death, and The Talons of Weng Chiang. What I think. I rather like The Masque of Mandragora. I don't think it's a great story by any stretch of the imagination, but I think it's solid enough. I'm not sure why it's not a great story, because it has all the elements. It's really well made and really well acted. It looks great, and the actors, especially Tom Baker and Elizabeth Sladen, are all on great form. Norman Jones makes a great villain. I think the reason it doesn't quite make it to great story status is not really because of what the stories it's surrounded by. I think it never really kind of hits any kind of dramatic peak like in the last episode. The climax is also, with the way that the Doctor defeats the Helix, is a little bit confusing. On some viewings I kind of get it, and on other viewings I'm left going, what? And even on the viewings where I kind of get it, it still seems a little too easy and a little too anticlimactic. But I don't want to slag this story off or anything. It's a very enjoyable watch from start to finish. It just never quite lives up to the sum of its parts. I give The Masque of Mandragora a strong and healthy B.